he like?
It's ashwagandha. There's elderberry. There's stuff to support the immune system, but I don't get sick like that, so I'm straight.
Yeah, man, I know you say you like vitamin D.
You get vitamin D from the sun.
Whose son?
You wow, bro. You wow, bro. Yo, that's crazy. Whose son? Like that's crazy, man. That's fucking crazy. Can't stand
you a wild boy.
No, you a wild boy for the sun. Hey, you. Welcome to another episode of the Triple Threat Sportscast. I'm your host here, Shamar. This is John.
Excellence, execution. Acknowledge me.
Never. WrestleMania. All right, WrestleMania. Just wait and see. Back here.
Triple Threat Sports.
Triple Threat Sportscast on IG. Triple Threat Sportscast on YouTube. Please hit that red subscribe button, that yellow notification bell. Share, comment, do all of that. Shout out to Dice. We here without Dice. Dice last week. Dice had to take care of some business, so he will be back with us. Standing on business. He'll be back with us next episode, so you can catch him on IG. It's your boy Dice. All right, catch me on IG at Shamar for President.
Taking pay donation.
What happened?
You know the act you had the hells today.
Yeah, listen, they messed up putting me on the board today, man. You know what I'm saying? I say Triple Threat Sportscast. Thank you. Hold your applause. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so we're here this week. This is gonna be a very interesting episode here.
We're gonna finish our topics about the top 10 quarterbacks. Apparently, everybody loved my list because I didn't have Joe Burrow on it. But
I mean, it's the first time you haven't, put Joe Burrow in any. All
right. We'll touch up on that after because we didn't finish it, and we were gonna touch base on next year's top 10 that we'll do. But let's touch up on some basketball and some other things before we get into football, because there's a lot of football we could talk about. A lot of stuff. A lot of free agents, a lot of franchise tagging,
and this
a lot of releasing.
And this ain't even the beginning. The next episode of football is going to be crazy, too. There's a lot of stuff going on. But to the association real quick, it's getting to that time. It's getting to that time of the year. And, certain teams and certain players are starting to, it's time to get –
crunch time.
It's crunch time. It really is.
And Milwaukee's stepping up, like I said so. I told you they're going to figure it out eventually. And if they figure it out now, it's a problem playoff coming. Playoff basketball is different. Giannis is different.
All right. Well, listen. This is the most. This is the most consistent that they were.
This is the most. I wear it in the playoffs.
All right. Listen. This is the most consistent they've been all season. Good for them.
Like 7 straight.
7 straight. I mean, they had a little hiccup to the Warriors, but eventually
they got whooped by the Warriors.
Yeah. I mean, that was going. That time was going to come, but
lost by 35.
I mean, listen. You can't be on all the time, and again, the
7 straight is a lot.
7 straight is a lot.
They say 2 games a week minimum.
Yeah, 2-3 games a week, and they
traveling all that stuff.
They look like they trying to start to play some defense a little bit.
But like you said, they're second place in the East now. They took the Cavs out of there.
Yeah, they took the Cavs out.
Cavs is still nice though.
The Cavs, we gonna check them out. I don't think they.
Yeah, went down to the 5th seed.
We went. Well, we are a product of our injuries right now at this point.
Oh yeah, injuries is severe.
Yeah,
I seen it. You guys had like 2 people on the bench.
Yeah, and our schedule is about to get a little bit tougher coming up this month. So
I need something. Yeah, I need that Space Jam juice.
Space Jam juice. Julius Randle got to take the LBJ steroids allegedly. And come back. And. Listen, I don't mind if, the guys are getting healthy. We have to stay in that top 6, though. Yeah. I don't want to chance it going into a play-in tournament and then anything can happen.
And then you guys are still losing. That's crazy.
So anything can happen. So we're
Magic's on a 5-game winning streak.
The Magic, they've been up and down all year. They started the season real well, then they kind of cooled off. And
I know Reese's little brother, Jacob, he's a huge Magic fan.
Hey, good for him, man. The Magic and the Pistons, boy, those are reasons know how to pick them, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
They know how to pick them.
I'll tell you this, they consistent. Josh is a Spurs fan.
Yeah, they're Well, he's starting to feel the gripes now because they were good for about 20 years. They were
already eliminated.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be a good season. They in total rebuild mode.
Yeah, they thought Wemby was the answer.
Wemby can be the answer.
Wemby got worked by that guy in Houston. I seen that shit. He was bodying him. I think he dropped 40 on him.
Yeah, Wemby has
Welcome to the NBA.
Welcome 40. To the NBA. Wemby gotta get
good.
some bulk. He's gotta get some bulk.
No, he needs to understand his role. He's fucking trying to get Jamal Crawford to teach him how to do crossovers and pulling from the three.
Can't do
big
that.
Ass down there.
Yeah, 7'5", 7'4", 7'5". Get your tall, lanky ass in the post, man. You shoot over everybody you want to play.
I'm talking about I need Jamal Crawford to help me with some crossovers.
You need no crossovers. You need
need Yao Ming to come in and teach you
something, man. Go to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and learn the sky hook or something, man. You be unstoppable, bro.
Jesus, talking about I need Jamal Crawford teach me a crossover.
But that's you know what though? That's crazy. That's
he's trying to be the next Kevin Durant, but he can't.
Kevin Durant is a different type of he's a walking bucket, like you know. But that's
the next thing I wanted to say. So when the reason was like who could outplay Joker, it was Durant, and he's done it all the time.
Yeah, Durant, you can't stop Durant. Durant can do everything on offense. Everything.
He can rebound. He can, he can score. He can shoot the three.
He can hit the midi. He can post,
pass. He can
post
do whatever.
You up. Your man is a walking bucket every game.
And I fear that's what Wemby wants to be when he needs to really try to look up to Joker, Giannis, DeAndre Jordan, people like stuff like that. When you can't do that at 7'5", you could. But you can't because there's other people that's gonna take advantage of your frame and do what you got to do.
You see how the game has changed though.
It is.
You see how the game 7'4", you know, in certain times
he's crossing people though.
He is crossing people, but at certain times they would take somebody 7'4" and be like, "All right, bro, you can work 15 feet away from the basket, but." You know, you need to be down in that post because you're going to be taller than every matchup you have. That's where you can use your
Not
your
even
height.
Jumping, he could get the boards off anybody. Put back buckets and stuff. Like I seen him dunk, not even jump.
Yeah, I think he's 19, 20 years old, so he's going to bulk up. He needs to bulk up.
Like Giannis, Giannis bulked up.
Yeah, he needs to
bulk up.
bulk
That was different, I think. I think that was that Greek stuff.
That Greek stuff, you know. The stuff being shipped down to Florida, the lab with LBJ's wife on it, allegedly. Her name's on it, allegedly. You know, and you know, so he needs to. Guys coming in 7 foot.
But like you said, the game's changed. But what's not going to change is how you get those points on the thing. The Spurs they won 13 games and they're already eliminated for playoff contention. They need to understand this more than than just like letting this guy do what he does to get his feet wet. 13-50. This is ridiculous.
I mean, but listen,
step it up.
This was gonna happen regardless.
I guess
they had nobody. They had the number 1 pick. They had nobody. They came into this year with nobody.
Yeah, but when you had the number 1 pick, you expected to do something, not still stay in the last place of the league and get eliminated. The Wizards are still in contention, I believe.
This kid came in. He came to the NBA with the LeBron James kind of hype.
Yeah, the Wizards is still in the contention. In the East to play, but the Spurs is eliminated no matter what they do.
Yeah, the Spurs are done, and just the rest
and
of the
Wizards won 9 games.
The rest of the season is about getting your man Wembanyama. I ain't saying it right, but Wembanyama. All right, him the big W. It's about getting him, ready to go. Get him some seasoning, some seasoning. He needs to play. And they need to work on other aspects of his game, and that's the one thing that I learned.
Rebounding and posting.
Right, you shouldn't be that hype, bro. Averaging single digits and rebounds. That is almost insane.
If he wants to continue that gameplay, his goal is like Brook Lopez.
Yeah, but you know what though? The Spurs are gonna benefit more from him playing down on the block, where he can really use his height. He needs
somebody else, but they lost a lot of people.
They lost a lot of people.
They lost
DJ Murray. They've lost DeMar DeRozan. They've lost.
Yep. DeMar DeRozan cooking too.
They've lost a lot of players in the last 5 years, just alone. And they.
Man, like you said, those are reasons they be picking a bad team.
Yeah, listen. Those are reasons they know how to pick them. Shout out to the Arizas, man. But they do know how to pick them, man. But this is part of the curve here, and Popovich is this great coach, so he'll eventually get it right once he gets some players. But this is why you need some players.
Nah, I think he's gonna be done. He's gonna be like, I'm done. Like, he's not used to losing.
He's not used to losing,
And
but
keep
you
losing
can't
like that?
you can't have.
You saw how wild when they were bullying Kawhi that one time. It was
Yeah,
a while back ago, and he was like, "We have more respect than that."
Well, no. Well, listen.
I mean, I agree, but
It's not even about respect. Kawhi did that franchise. You know, they were supposed to transition. They went from David Robinson, a Hall of Famer, get to Tim Duncan, Hall of Famer. That's very rare. But then you had Kawhi. But then you had Kawhi Leonard. He was supposed to be that next superstar that was supposed to elevate the Spurs to that next level. And, you know, some of the stuff that he allegedly pulled while he was there, as far as, you know, there was questionable him faking injuries and stuff like that. People didn't appreciate that. And, So, he was going to get booed. Yeah, I'm not surprised that they booed him.
Yeah, but I'm saying Pop, he's not used to losing like that much. He might do like the Olympic coach again, so he won't get booed anymore.
Yeah, he
needs to get some dubs. He might just leave. I mean, if I was him, Pop needs to go to Milwaukee.
No, listen, and maybe they might be something, you know, but they got Doc Rivers though.
You know, Doc Rivers got blown out by 30 by the Warriors, and he just sitting outside looking like, why? You know why?
The Spurs
put Brook Lopez's ass in the paint and stop letting him pull.
Yeah, this was eventually going to happen with the Spurs. We all knew this was going to eventually happen. You can't have that for the type of run he had. That's great, but we knew this was going to happen, and it ain't got no players around him. So he's got to deal with what he got to deal with. You know, and it's gonna take this thing here is gonna take a couple of years. It's not gonna just happen next year. It's gonna take a couple of years. He's gonna need a couple of more pieces. And
like I was saying the last episode, Minnesota's back number 1 in the West.
Yeah, I don't believe in him. I don't believe in him.
Told you, Minnesota.
I don't believe in him. I don't believe in him.
Gonna start like.
And it's not
crazy.
that. And it's not that I don't.
Getting too good at this.
It's not that I don't believe in him. Calm down. And it's not that I don't believe in them. They come playoff time. The playoffs is a different animal. And
I know Anthony Edwards is different. He can turn it on and turn it off. Whenever he can turn it on.
They're gonna find that right matchup that's gonna
Durant. That's the only one who can really shut him down. But he has the youth on his side.
Again. Like I said, I let's wait and see, man. You know,
because only 7 teams, right?
Yeah.
The 7th seed right now, Sacramento. Who can stop them?
Sacramento can. They got De'Aaron Fox. They got Domantas Sabonis. They got Malik Monk.
Nice.
They've got players. They've got players.
Even Mavs is 8th seed.
And the Mavs are not Here's the problem with the Mavs.
They don't play defense.
They don't play defense.
I saw the funniest thing ever. Shannon Sharp said, and he was like, they couldn't guard a part guard.
No,
with Uzis.
With Uzis, no, they can't. That's gonna be their downfall.
They can't play defense.
And the Mavericks.
Then I saw something else. Goverina saying that a lot of foreign players don't play defense. They just try to outscore teams.
Yeah. This has been the problem the last decade in the NBA right now.
It's weird because Kyrie is sporadic with defense. He'll play defense and then he won't play.
All of them are very sporadic with defense. And the good defensive players in this league right now, they're asking those guys, you got to cover every position on that court. There's not like, okay, you can hear and you're good. And I'm not saying people couldn't guard multiple positions, but they're asking these guys to guard everybody from 1 to 5.
Well, that's because everybody's trying to play like 1 to 5. Yeah, LeBron's still bringing up the ball. You have Joker bringing up the ball.
Yeah.
You got KD bringing up the ball.
This is the league, man.
That's what I'm saying.
This is the league. And those guys doing that, especially the Joker, those cause matchup problems, man.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
why it's all confusing and see how they want to match up. That's why you have Wembanyama trying to bring up the ball or do something crazy.
And that's what they know. And
pulling threes.
Pulling threes. And at 7'4", you should not be trying to pull threes.
In his defense, a 3-pointer at 7'4", 7'5" looks a lot closer than the guy that's 5'9".
He should not be shooting 3-point shots. I'm not saying that he shouldn't take them. What I'm saying is that shouldn't be it shouldn't be your whole arsenal. It should be your offensive arsenal. He's trying to play out there like he's 6'4". It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Get on the block, man. Develop a sky hook.
You think Milwaukee's going to take the first seed from Boston?
No.
They're only down 7 games.
No. Because for that to happen, Milwaukee will have to go on a crazy run, and Boston would have to. They won 7 straight, and they're still behind by 7 games.
Yeah, but Boston lost 2 straight.
But Boston is so far ahead that Boston could go through a mini slump right now, and Milwaukee will have to get real hot right now for that to even become sort of a discussion.
And that would exhaust their team in general.
Yeah, so I don't think
and then potential injuries. I don't even think they want to. They don't need to. They still seeded.
They're one of the few teams who don't necessarily need that home court. They're good enough without it. The problem with them is they gotta play defense. I just don't, I don't see no other way for them.
Yeah, they lost to Cleveland, Boston, and
they
lost to the Nuggets.
Yeah, so
and they play their schedules. They play in Phoenix.
Yeah, they got a tough schedule coming up too. This is not going to be easy. These teams in the East, man, they're not. It's not gonna bowl.
Tomorrow they play.
Yeah, it's not going to bowl well. This March schedule for some of these teams in the East is rough. So they got to, but the Celtics are so far ahead of everybody else in that conference that they can just put it on cruise mode at this point. Even though Jaylen Brown did drop 41 yesterday, but that wasn't enough.
Their schedule ain't look crazy. It doesn't look horrible. They got sporadic hard games, and they got the Wizards. They got Detroit.
And that's the only thing.
They got Atlanta back to back.
Well, we just lost to Atlanta the other night, so
yeah, but you guys don't have no.
We have no depth right now, right? We have nothing. This is, and I'm nervous because I don't want to fall into that 7 and below slot because I don't want to do the play-in tournament. I don't.
Yeah, you guys might.
It's the greatest thing that ever happened to the NBA playoffs, by the way. That play-in tournament, it is because it allows teams to stay in it. You just can't tank for no reason at this point.
It's true.
That you could blame the 76ers for that. Trust the process. You could blame them for that. Then the NBA said, nah.
That West is tough.
It's balanced.
Tough.
It's hella balanced.
It's like, look, the first seed is Minnesota, 44 wins. Second, OKC, 43. Denver's third with 43. The Clippers is fourth with 40. They're so
it's deep, and that West is deep, man. Because what's the AFC? The Mavericks at the AFC have what? They got 34, 35 wins.
35.
Yeah, that Western Conference is balanced, man. That's not going to be an easy run for none of them. For none of them.
I still got
Milwaukee
and Minnesota.
And even when you get down to like the 9 and 10 and 11 teams, all those teams, the Lakers, the Warriors, those teams, they got about 33, 34 wins. So the West, you can go. And you know what I like about the West? You can go cold, man, and be right out of a playoff spot.
That's true.
It's that balanced out there. That's the more fun thing to watch. I can't sit here and look at the East, the bottom tier teams. It's not good. It's not good.
Nah, you see.
I said that the East
Detroit,
is top.
Washington, and you see Charlotte. I like LaMelo, but he's just too injury bound.
The East is top heavy. You're gonna get, it's top heavy. You don't get that kind of balance like that. And if they decide they want to play. Oh, speaking of the East, so Ben Simmons is out for the season again, huh? Shocker, huh? This is what we,
that was like. He's so weird because I didn't want to call him a big bust, but like he's the worst thing that happened. Since, I don't know, Philly, Brooklyn's trying to bring it back, being consistent, being like, they're attentive to his, like, I guess, mental health issues, but Jesus Christ, you can't throw that boy a bone.
Let me tell you something. You get to a certain point where
you got to cut your losses and be like, yo, let's do something.
Right, and not just cut your losses, but at a certain point, you have to blame the player.
At this point, I don't even see him playing in the G League.
He's not built for these Philadelphia, New York markets. He doesn't have the skin to be in. The boy was an all-star, perennial all-star, one of the best. Everybody's talking about Ben Simmons being one of the best players in the NBA. He had that bad playoff series versus the Bucks. Remember when he was 4 feet away from the basket? He passed it.
That's some shit you do.
Never. All right. Anyway, so he went and passed it. He has never recovered for that. He's never, and we're going on 3 years now since that happened. He's never recovered. I think he's a lost cause. He got his money. Good for him.
He got paid.
He got paid. And
still getting paid.
And good for him. Good for him. When Ben Simmons is on, he's one of the best defenders in the NBA, but by far.
He's a big dude too. You saw he knocked down Jared Allen.
Right. He can.
He's just soft mentally.
He needed to work on his jumper, but his offensive game was pretty was pretty,
yeah.
elite because he can pass it and he can pass it as well as he can drive.
He can drive. He's soft mentally.
Mentally, he's soft, and you don't want to get into somebody when they say they got mental problems or they got their mental health. And I get you want to take care of that.
Yeah, you want to be sympathetic to it, but then it comes to a point in time like now it's affecting.
Everything. Your back is hurting, your knee is hurting, you broke the fourth bone in your wrist. Oh, and you're out and you're sitting on the sideline in biggie Gucci sweaters and I'm just looking.
He's in Brooklyn. You got to.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there and I'm just like, you
got to get the fans something.
Like, yo, you real light skinned right now, bro. You're real light skinned right now. Just sitting there, he needs to go to a place where,
as a business standpoint, I'll cut my losses and be done with him.
It's the type
that's what I don't know if you agree with me, but this is a good segue to football. That's what the Broncos did. They cut their losses and was like, you know what, we're done with Russ.
Right, but for totally different reasons.
They just cut their losses though because they knew the reason why they did it was because of the coaching staff and Russ did not get along and it wasn't going to make a good dynamic and they already ruined that relationship in the season when they try to play him.
Oh no. This one is all on Sean Payton.
That's what I'm saying, the coaching staff.
All on Sean Payton.
Exactly. So in order for the front office, they had to attend to somebody.
And they tended to the
coaching staff.
They tended to the coach.
Cut their losses that way.
Respectfully, we just paid you as the coach. They just paid Sean Payton. He's getting $18 million a year.
Yeah, and then they lost 82, right?
Yes.
In dead cap space.
So dead cap 85.
85.
They get paying this boy in the last 2 years. They paid him $124 million. If I'm Russell Wilson, I'm just sitting here like
I'm sitting at home with Sierra making music videos and
getting TikTok because they're gonna give him $39 million this year.
Yeah,
he's guaranteed that money, and then he's guaranteed
more.
But
Russ wants to play, so the problem is he's gonna go somewhere else, and the other team's gonna pay half of what they.
But you know what? Denver is on the hook for all that money. They honestly.
Because if somebody else wants him.
No, if
they dropped him. They free agent.
Denver is on the hook for. So he can go to any team. He can sign for the veterans minimum.
Yep.
He can say, "Yo, y'all got a good squad here. You know what? I want to save you guys cap space. Don't worry. That other orange team in Denver is paying me my money right now. Y'all can just give me the veterans minimum."
Yeah, they didn't want to. They didn't want to do anything. They just dropped him. That's crazy. If I would have traded him something, hey, pay half of his salary like they did with Baker.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people was doing stuff like that, but they was like, you know what? Cut our losses. We're done.
And here's the thing.
That was crazy.
Here's the thing, though, and this is the crazy part. You know how much the Broncos had to give up to get Russell Wilson there?
Yeah.
They traded
a laundry list.
Listen, they traded 3 of their core players. They traded 2 first-round draft picks. You signed this man to $242 million. You're going to eat all this money. In
their defense, he still didn't pay off for what they did in general. So it wasn't like that and top of everything else. It was.
We're acting like Russell Wilson had a bad season last season when he absolutely didn't.
He didn't, but it wasn't up to the par of what what he was worth.
No,
I feel.
Well, Sean Payton is supposed to be this great offensive-minded coach. You know what kind of quarterback you have. Sean Payton was negligent. He did nothing to try to work within the skill set of Russell Wilson and what he could bring to the team. He just threw him out there, okay, and then told him pretty much
you're gonna bully ball.
Yeah, you're gonna cut that insurance clause in your contract, or you're not gonna play. Sean Payton has done this all wrong. By the way, the Broncos are not going to be now relevant or any good for the next about 3 to 5 years. Sean Payton has.
They're in a complete rebuild. They just dropped a couple people too.
Yeah, they're in a complete rebuild. I won't be surprised to see Cortland Sutherland go. I won't be surprised if they try to trade Jerry Jeudy. They're in the full rebuild mode, and it's going to take time because I don't know.
They might clear out the front office too.
They're front office. The only person who I think is safe right now is Sean Payton.
Yeah, because they're doing everything to support him.
Right.
We got you
but
back.
They're going to be bad though, and what Sean Payton is going to realize.
How long is his deal? Only 2-3 years.
His deal is what? I think his deal is like 7 years. Bro.
If it's 7 years, then yeah, I agree. I understand why they're doing it. I understand why they're doing it. But if it's like 2 years, they blowing the load on the farm for no reason. If they have a 7-year deal, then they know what the rebuild's gonna do.
Yeah,
so that's fine. But they understand.
He's not gonna find a Drew Brees. I don't know if he think he's gonna find a Drew Brees.
I think he's waiting for Archie Manning.
He
They
could.
might be.
Well, listen.
They might be.
Listen, and at the rate these NIL deals are going, guys are sitting there saying, "Yo, we could sit here and bank."
That's cap though.
It ain't cap, bro.
Because Caleb Williams said the same thing. What he's doing, he's already entering the draft. He's gonna be the number 1 seed. And
Because-
Chicago, he said, "I'm not playing for Chicago. Chicago's in the draft." What's he gonna say? I'm not gonna play. No, he already went in.
he's about to get a bag for going there.
Yeah,
you
but
know what I
he's
mean.
Gonna, he's gonna play
no matter
the
what.
NIL deal is nothing like the NFL money.
No, it's nothing like the NFL
but it
money.
is something. I give you that. But I
if
think
you could get-
I calling cap.
If
a
you
lot
could
of
get
people.
if you get 5, 6, some people getting somewhere up to towards a 10 mil on an NIL deal. Guess what?
Yeah, Angela Reese. I get the NIL deal on the female aspect because Caitlin Clark's getting that money, the Angela Reese. But because they're not getting paid in WNBA and stuff like that. But when it comes to the other people, college compared to NFL, then they getting paid.
So Caitlin Clark. Speaking of Caitlin Clark,
she's going to the league next year.
Right? Do you know?
Copping that jersey.
Do you know that they offered her they were willing to offer her a whole NIL deal?
You're good.
Just based behind they were willing like the Big Ten, Fox Sports. These guys are willing to pay Caitlin Clark because they get ratings with Caitlin Clark. She's gonna go into the WNBA and she's gonna probably make maybe 80,000.
That's what I'm saying.
Her NIL deal, if she stood it for another year in Iowa, would be double, probably triple that.
Yeah.
We're talking in the millions. She says
she's getting paid. She's gonna go to the Indiana Fever.
Yeah.
And
the
I'm about to cop that jersey.
And the WNBA, you see, and this is where it gets crazy. If they could have put a Caitlin Clark somewhere like in LA or Vegas or New York, boy, the WNBA could do some stuff with that marketing wise.
Indiana has the first pick.
And the WNBA will market her, but as far as her being in Indiana, that's gonna be. I mean, what they're gonna do is they're gonna put a lot of her games on TV, so it's gonna get her some exposure and stuff. But
she don't need it. She's killing it now. She's the highest scoring college player ever. She beat Pistol Pete.
Men or women, yeah. That girl is lethal. I call her the female Steph. Just
people call Sabrina that. You think she's better than Sabrina?
I don't know. Sabrina got game, man. She's my
Caitlin
girl,
Clark
man.
got the jump shot.
Yeah, so does Sabrina, man.
I don't think she got the Caitlin Clark.
She might not have the Caitlin Clark.
I can't wait to the WNBA. That's why I'm excited for that.
But Sabrina, I think her overall game is a lot better than Caitlin Clark's. I think Caitlin Clark is one-dimensional. But that one-dimensional is super elite, though.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's super elite. But that's going to be good, and maybe the WNBA could do something with this.
1-on-1, let's see. No, it'd never be 1-on-1, but you know what I mean. So
you just had to get back. You mentioned Caitlin Clark. You had to get on to that real quick.
All right, you want to finish my topic?
Sure.
All right, so last week you agreed on my list, right?
I didn't have any real. Yeah, I didn't have no.
I gotta open up.
Right. I didn't have no real complaints with your list last week. I thought it was.
Open up the textbook. This is the facts book. We're talking numbers.
Here we go.
All right.
Here we go.
Do you want to go top 10 for next year for yourself?
No, if you have it written down, you can go ahead.
This is facts though.
You write it down. You ever written it down? You go ahead.
Sure. You want me to go?
Go ahead.
This is for 2024. This is what I see coming up.
Okay.
All right. I'm not including rookies because I don't see them coming up.
No.
Caleb Williams, he could be phenomenal, but he's not taking the Bears to the next level, I feel.
Okay.
Neither is, what's his name? Jaden Daniels
or Drake May. Yeah, they're not going to situations.
They're good, but I don't see them being CJ.
Okay. CJ is like a once in a generation rookie quarterback. You don't get those from rookie quarterbacks. So, yeah. No, I agree with that.
All right. Let's go 10 down. All right.
10 up or 10 down?
10 down.
So from 10 to 32 is what you're saying?
No.
10
next year, 10
to 1. Okay, 10 to 1. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So my number 10 for next year, right? He impressed me this year phenomenally. Jordan Love. That's my number 10. I think he's going to be great next year. Especially what he did last year. Took us to the playoffs. Smoked the Cowboys in their stadium.
I can buy that. I can buy that.
Number 9. He was number 7 on my list last year, but number 9 I put as Dak Prescott. You don't have to answer. All right, we'll go back. Right. Number 8, I put Trevor Lawrence. I think they're gonna do something good.
Okay.
Number 7, I'm gonna have Jared Goff. Okay. He's gonna be doing good. Number 6, I'm gonna put CJ because I think CJ is gonna get hooked up with a whole bunch of weapons.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna take care of him. Oh yeah.
They're gonna give
Oh
him weapons.
yeah.
So there's that free agent market. It looks crazy. They're
Yeah.
gonna hook up.
Oh
CJ.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So I think all he's gonna do is go up. Even if he got like Derrick Henry or Saquon, like they're thinking is gonna go to Houston.
Yeah. No.
And that takes the pressure off him, and he's still gonna cook in the air.
Okay.
Or he's gonna run. He's gonna do that run option with Saquon or something.
Okay. I can. All right. Yeah.
Number 5, I got Tua. He still got Tyreek. I think he's gonna do better, and then they're gonna capitalize more because they did a great year this year. I feel, but I think that cold just got them, and they got smoked by Kansas City in the cold.
You know, that one I'll disagree with, but I'll let
Tua?
you continue. Yeah.
Miami was good last year.
Miami was good last year, but Miami was good based off they were good based off of Tyreek Hill. When Tyreek Hill was out,
What are you talking about? Their running backs weren't good?
When
Raheem
when Tyreek Hill was out those 3 games, you seen what Tua did, and he did absolutely nothing.
Okay.
He looked pedestrian. So
Pedestrian.
yeah. So if you're gonna sit
I'm
here,
comparing him from the other time.
no, I'm
the year before.
No, I'm
That
comparing.
looked crazy.
No, I'm comparing. I'm going on whatever.
Right.
If you're gonna ask me what would if that was my list,
No,
I probably
I'm
would.
not asking you.
I
I'm
will.
telling you my list.
Okay.
All right, so that's 5. 4, Josh Allen. You always got to put Josh Allen up there because he's been consistent. Even if he loses in the playoffs, he's still consistent.
Okay. Okay.
Number 3, I got Lamar.
Okay.
He's still doing it up. He did everything good. He just lost in the playoffs. Number 2, I got your boy, Patrick Mahomes. And number 1, I got Joe Burrow.
Shocker. Shocker. First off, no, and no.
So number 1, you want me to defend it?
You're gonna have to.
All right.
You're gonna have to.
Number 1, Joe Burrow. Every single time Joe Burrow comes back from an injury, he comes back from a vengeance. He tore his ACL and MCL his rookie year. Next year, Super Bowl. Beat
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes in his house. Right? From Patrick Mahomes, we still have a winning record against Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has beat every one of these quarterbacks consistently. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, everything. All right? I even go back to he was hurt this year. No, hold on. Let me get my facts. Hold on. My facts paper. He had a 5-5 record from his injury.
Okay.
Right? That's his starting thing. The game 1, he was 34-20 against the Ravens. He lost.
Okay.
Right? Oh no, I'm sorry. It was Cleveland.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And
That was game 1.
They got smoked that game, by the way.
Right? 24-3. Yeah, that was the first game. He shouldn't even played.
Okay.
They should have benched him or whatever. We got smoked that game. Second game, we lost 24-27 against the Ravens,
Okay.
and he was injured by 3 points.
Okay.
All right, and the Rams, we beat them. It's coming back. All right, Tennessee Titans, we got smoked because of Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
He did his thing. We beat Arizona. We beat Seattle. We beat San Francisco and Buffalo when Joe Burrow was playing.
Okay.
We smoked both of those teams.
Okay.
Smoked them. That was with the healthy Joe Burrow. Right? We lost. This is when he got injured. We went 5-5 to Baltimore, 34-20. In that game alone, Joe Burrow was leading in that game. Right here. We were leading before he got injured. Gus Edwards had a touchdown. Evan McPherson 50-yard touchdown field goal. Right, 3-7. Joe Burrow had the pass to Joe Mixon, 4-yard touchdown pass, and then that's when he injured his wrist. We were leading that game before he got injured.
Okay.
Right? So Joe Burrow is the epitome of what's going to be needed in the Cincinnati Bengals. And he's going to be given a top spot because he still hasn't – he has a winning record against Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City. Right? Tell me not.
What's his record against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs?
4-3? 4-2?
Okay.
No, 4-2 because the third loss doesn't count because we didn't play. That was Jake Browning.
Okay. Okay.
All right? So, like I said, he's always comes back with injury. We franchise tag T. Higgins. He's there. He's there for the year.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody keeps saying that they might trade him or whatever. But he's there.
They could. They're just using that as bait. Sure. I agree with it. I agree with them with the T. Higgins thing. They might trade him. They might try to trade him.
Either way, if he's traded or not, but he's still there.
Okay, he's there. So right now he. I don't think they franchised and had him to trade him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like I said, I don't see nobody stopping him. When he's on a revenge tour, he's on a revenge tour. We've beaten everybody that's in that way. Lamar, Josh Allen. Lamar, the only reason he won is because Joe Burrow's been injured. With that being said, we were beating them the day that he hurt his hand. The day that he got injured for the rest of the season. So if you give me a healthy Joe Burrow, ceiling's the limit. Not even. No limit. Sky.
That is definitely a biased pick.
It's not. I mean, you could be, but I have facts to prove it. 5-5 record above 500 on the injured season he's played. Should have never played the beginning of the year. We all agreed that was there, and that it was him being hard to say he could play. Got smoked by Cleveland. Barely lost to the Ravens. Lost by 3 points. And then from there 5-5, and then he got injured for the rest of the year. Smoked the good teams. Smoked them. Buffalo killed them. Like we always do. Who else? 49ers that went to the Super Bowl. Smoked them. Their defense ripped them apart. What was it, 36-14 that we beat them? Something crazy.
Okay. We told who?
Us, the Bengals beating the Niners.
Yeah, it was like 31-17 or something like that. Yeah.
Smoked them something crazy. Going doing anything we wanted to them. He picked them apart.
Okay.
That was the two teams that was everybody was worried about was the Ravens and 49ers, and we picked them apart. Who else? And Buffalo. So, like I said, I don't see anything. I don't see nobody else stopping us compared to Patrick Mahomes. But we already beat him. We always have a winning record against them. So you can say it's biased. Cool. He's still gonna be my number one pick for next year.
Yeah, off. Your top four, I don't agree with you with.
My top four?
Yeah, at all. The way you have them ranked, I don't agree with it at all.
So let me see your top 10. Or you can do top 5 because
we can go through we could go through the 10. I don't have a list here, but I can give you 5. I definitely could give you 5.
Sure.
I could give you 5.
Quarterback God.
Number 1, obviously, is the quarterback guy, Patrick Mahomes. Shout out, mama. My mama crazy. Shout out, mama. Mama, hi, mom. Yo, shout out to my mother. Yo, for real. Patrick Mahomes. Yo, she had me with that one. Patrick Mahomes. And why? Okay.
Tell me why. Because they franchise like L'Jarius Steed.
No.
They still haven't paid Chris Jones. No, those are the people that can stop Joe Burrow.
Okay.
But they can't.
Okay. You mentioned all this stuff with Joe Burrow, right?
Sure.
Mentioned all this stuff. I've told you before. I've never seen Joe Burrow play without talent. We actually got the chance this past season with them winning. No. Don't say Travis Kelce or Isaiah Pacheco. That's talent, but that talent compared to what the Bengals have is not even close. He barely had a wide receiver room, and don't give me the occasional MVS play here or there to justify it. Patrick Mahomes.
Well, the problem with Patrick Mahomes is he doesn't hold his receivers accountable.
But he don't have to hold his receivers accountable.
He does when they do that.
They had the most drops in the NFL this year.
And he does not hold his receivers accountable
they
until the Super Bowl.
Won the Super Bowl.
You didn't see him get mad at Raheem Rice?
Rasheed Rice?
Yeah,
of course.
Rasheed Rice. He got mad at him at the Super Bowl.
Because
where was that energy the whole season? Because if that would have happened, he would have turned it around.
If you're going to sit here and tell me that the 2-time Super Bowl winning quarterback, 2-time Super Bowl MVP is not the top quarterback going into the season when he's still clearly on top.
He's not gonna be. I'm saying that he's. I'm saying who has. This is my potential. Who's gonna be the top 10 for the season?
Okay, so I'm gonna start any quarterback conversation with me starts with Patrick Mahomes. Any quarterback conversation.
So he's number 1.
So to me, he's number 1. He's
even though he has a losing record to Joe Burrow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because Joe Burrow's still there.
Joe Burrow is still where? In the league?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course he's still in the league. But again.
All right, who's number 2?
Again, we're not going to do it. Number 2, I'm going to give it to Lamar Jackson.
Oof.
I'm going to give it to Lamar Jackson. MVP, he's going to have his set of weapons. What they got to do has nothing. What do you mean, how?
Who's his next set? Because they already lost OBJ.
And so OBJ was the major contributor to that team more than what's his name, Zay Flowers was.
Zay Flowers is the reason why they lost.
Zay Flowers is come on,
It is.
But
he fumbled in the end zone.
Okay, he fumbled. So for the singular play, yes, you want to blame Zay Flowers for them losing, sure.
In Taunton.
But Zay Flowers went out there and put up rookie numbers. He has Mark Andrews. You know, he's gonna have. You know, they're gonna get their run game in order. You know.
Their run game not bad.
And you know what, Lamar Jackson. You know, when I'm looking at it, I'm just like, okay.
30? I don't believe that second one.
I believe the second one.
Now, put Lamar Jackson there, but we won the AFC North 2 years in a row, and they just won it this year.
Okay, you guys wasn't,
and we weren't even 100%. We lost everybody. Everybody was injured. T. Higgins was out like 6 games.
Okay,
Jamar was out 4 games. Burrow was out.
Everybody
10
was
games.
hurt. Everybody was hurt. So again,
we still above 500.
So here's the thing: I'm not going to take Joe Burrow as an injured quarterback and then just throw him up there because he's coming off an injury. Now, yes, does he have the reputation? The last time he came off a major injury, did he go
Super Bowl?
Did he go nuclear? Sure, he sure did.
Super Bowl.
But
and the year before that too.
Okay, let's see it again.
Let's
see it again. But right now, coming off an injury, multiple injuries off of last season. Guess what? I can't just throw him.
So what quarterback and what team could beat the Chiefs? Hands down.
What quarterback and what team could beat the Chiefs?
Hands down, no matter what.
Nobody until I see it. That's how I feel. Nobody until I see it.
He's undefeated against the Chiefs, and I'm not even going against.
Is this a combination of his Lions and Rams days that he's undefeated?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with that. That means nothing. Would you put Jared Goff above Patrick Mahomes because he won? He's undefeated against the Chiefs in his career.
I say that's his kryptonite.
I wouldn't say he's kryptonite.
That's his Achilles heel. He can't get over that.
I wouldn't say that's that because he also beat Joe Burrow in the playoffs for a chance to go to Patrick Mahomes last year.
I thought you said Jared Goff.
No, not Jared Goff. Patrick Mahomes also beat Joe Burrow in the playoffs.
Yeah, with extra third down. Don't get me started with the please.
Listen, either way, you coming off back-to-back Super Bowls, back-to-back Super Bowl MVPs.
Sure.
And this guy is, you're going to tell me.
So who's number 3? That's my question to you.
Let me ask you a question.
Who's number 3?
Let me ask you. Wait.
I could be biased, but this is ridiculous.
No. This is not biased. This is a question. Let me ask you a question. Let's take Joe Burrow, right?
Sure.
Let's say Joe Burrow. If Joe Burrow was coming off of back-to-back Super Bowl wins and back-to-back MVPs, and I sat here and said he's not the top quarterback going in the league, you would absolutely fry me like an egg on a skillet, wouldn't you? And you would say that my notion
is... If there's a quarterback that beats him consistently,
no.
I could see the valid point.
No. I'm not saying you can't see the valid point. What I'm saying is, if Joe Burrow won back-to-back Super Bowls and was back-to-back Super Bowl MVP, and I came in here on this list and said, there's no way Joe Burrow ain't number 1, you would look at me with the side eye and look at me like I've got a couple of...
I gave him number 1 for last year, but the ones coming up, he's number 2. There's no way.
So you mean to tell me, even if I gave Joe Burrow number 1 for last year, and he's just coming off a Super Bowl and a Super Bowl MVP,
because the guy that's beat him consistently is coming back.
So if the roles were reversed, right?
1A, 1B.
No. You can see, and this is why your argument can't have salt to it.
But either way, I would I'm not mad if you don't put him like 1.
No,
I'm not mad, but I don't understand 2.
What I'm saying is. I'm
befuddled.
What I'm saying is, if Joe Burrow, you're gonna answer this question for me because I know the answer to this. You're just gonna admit it on camera. If Joe Burrow came off of back-to-back Super Bowls and back-to-back Super Bowl MVPs, and Patrick Mahomes beat him 4 times out of the last 5 meetings. If somebody said Patrick Mahomes is the better quarterback going into the season than the guy who just won back-to-back Super Bowl and back-to-back Super Bowl MVPs. I
didn't say he's the better one going in. I said he's going to be the better one at the end of the year. That's my top 10 for who's going to be next year.
Okay, so
that's what I'm saying.
So we're going to go
because I'm looking at the schedules that every quarterback schedules, everything's looking at, and I know the Bengals schedule not by heart, but real close to it.
Okay.
And I know we're gonna come down to MetLife and smoke you guys. Something ridiculous.
And then I know everybody's smoking the Giants. So we in a total rebuild. So everybody's smoking the Giants.
So
pack
I know
now.
I know where we're going, and I know that there's I'm gonna be in Louisiana next year.
The same way you were supposed to be in Vegas in
I did
February.
go to Vegas. I did go to Vegas.
Not for what you wanted to go to Vegas for. Not what you wanted to go to Vegas for.
I went to Vegas.
I didn't say which. Not for what you wanted to go to Vegas for.
Yes, I did.
Okay, we gonna cover
my
that
lovely
up.
wife to Vegas.
Yeah, and I'm happy you went with your lovely wife to Vegas. That's as close as you was getting to any football in Vegas. All right, being out there in Vegas, not next to the
I
stadium.
went to the Joe Burrow game.
Number three. And again, I have Josh at number 3, Joy at number 4, and here's why. Here's why.
This is who's gonna. This is for top rank of the next year in general.
All right, here's why.
Okay.
Here's why.
This is biased, by the way.
It's not biased.
He's just doing this in order to.
No.
Numbers
This is
don't
not.
lie.
No. I'm not. You're asking who's gonna go in next year. Okay. And you know what? Actually, I might actually reverse that. If you're gonna go into next year, I'll reverse that. I'll give Joe Burrow number 3 and Josh Allen number 4. I'll give him that because I think Joe Burrow is going to go in there with both Jamar and T. Higgins. They're probably going to. They got Trent Irwin who's going to come in. He's going to establish.
Yeah, Yoshi Voss. He's fast and he's a good corner.
Listen,
good wide receiver.
Listen, he's going to establish.
young.
He's going to establish that that number 3 wide receiver slot.
Tanner Hudson's good too, but we're thinking.
I don't think
if Brock Bowers goes 13,
and here's the thing.
We already met with him.
I have a strong feeling, that you guys are going to get him because. This
we need him
because
Irv Smith is not the answer.
He's the most talented tight end in this in the draft in the last maybe 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, but the only thing I don't like is that a lot of people discredit Tanner Hudson because he took the starting role from Irv Smith, and Tanner Hudson
that wasn't hard.
Yeah, it wasn't.
That wasn't hard.
It wasn't. But he's done dominant things, and like I said, even if we don't get Brock, I'm pretty comfortable with Tanner Hudson.
And it's good to be comfortable with Tanner Hudson, but if you get Brock Bowers though.
Yeah,
he takes now your
and then
offense,
we got both,
and you got both. But now Brock Bowers, even if you just have Brock Bowers, he takes your offense now to that next level.
That's the number one thing we're missing is the tight
to that next level. You know,
we lost. We were hurt. Nah, we weren't hurt. We lost CJ, and he did dog water for the Jets.
Yeah,
and he lost a position to who? CJ McCarthy or something.
Yeah.
So we lost CJ. He didn't do nothing. The Jets paid him though too.
They paid him.
We weren't gonna pay him.
Yeah.
And then we had Hayden Hurst. He did great, but we only signed him for a 1-year deal. And then he went to Carolina, dog water from there. And then we're looking to get back either Hayden Hurst or CJ or somebody. Well, we need to fill the gap that we have in tight end. So we want Brock, obviously. That's who we're gonna try to draft first round.
I just think that I think it's gonna happen because I'm gonna tell you, to be honest, looking at this draft, it's all quarterbacks and offensive linemen, and every team right above y'all either need a quarterback or they need an offensive lineman or they need a wide receiver.
Yep.
So those three, that's gonna leave Brock. So Brock Bowers, who probably would be a top 5 pick any other year, he's gonna get passed over because teams have other needs. That doesn't require the tight end.
Our need is definitely the tight end.
You know? Yeah, and also offensive line, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time.
It's not as critical as your guys' needs or other people's needs. Like the Redskins need one, the Giants need one. They need more stuff than there. But the thing is, if we don't get Brock, we're gonna take the offensive tackle.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to if he's there. But what I'm saying is, in that retrospect, I'll put Joe Burrow 3 and Josh Allen 4. The thing with Josh Allen is, I don't know, to be honest with you, if Stephon Diggs makes it to them next season. I think he's going to end up getting traded before I don't know. I just think that time with Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen, I think that time is over.
Yeah, I
think that time is over, and I think they're going to try to trade Stephon Diggs.
My problem is that they keep talking about, like I said, the unknown is the problem in general. So, like, we franchise like T. Higgins in order to keep him for the year. Everybody thinks we're going to trade him. We might trade him to get Brock and a higher pick and somebody else's contract. But we have so much cap space that it's not even funny that we could keep we could have kept Tyler Boyd.
You can keep a lot of people.
But they're not gonna. They already told Tyler Boyd is already gone, and I don't agree with that. He should have.
I don't agree with that. He's gonna
get a veterans minimum somewhere for $8 million. We could give him that.
Yeah. You know I think that's a bad move on your part.
Yeah. So we could have given him that, but they feel that. You see, when you come down to numbers in Tyler Boyd has the best completion percentage out of all of our wide receivers.
But what they're thinking is, and if I'm the Bengals management, what I'm thinking is, okay, we developed the last couple of years a guy in Trent Irwin who we think can fill into that spot. Now, Tyler Boyd, obviously, unless it's a playoff situation, he doesn't drop passes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, he dropped against the Texans too.
He
was there.
He doesn't drop passes.
Yeah, he has the best completion percentage.
If he drops a
receivers.
pass, you're looking at him like, oh shit. You're not even mad because you know that's not what he does, but you're surprised because he doesn't drop nothing. You know, but they've been developing Trenton Irwin now for the last 2 years already.
He's been doing the consistent.
Right. So I think now they still have Trenton Irwin on a rookie deal. He's a much cheaper alternative than having to pay Tyler Boyd. You know, that's what my thinking would be if I'm the Bengals.
So
now
you have him number 3, and number 4 is Josh
Allen.
Who's 5?
I can throw the rest of it in there because the rest of this other stuff don't matter. That doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Because all of these other quarterbacks here are, you know, number 5, I probably would give it to Stroud. If I had to give it to somebody, I'd give it to C.J. Stroud.
The only reason, because like I said, he's going to get hooked up with weapons.
He's going to get weapons. I'll give it to C.J. Stroud. But, you know, with the Bengals and whatnot, you know, not having franchise tagging T. Higgins.
Smart move.
Is it?
Paid him, though.
He got paid. Don't get me wrong. He's getting paid. But
so,
is it really?
There's a lot of things with this. Like I said, I followed them heavy because I am a Bengals fan. So with that being said, so T. Higgins wanted to get paid as a as a number 1 receiver,
and he would have gotten paid anywhere else on the market as a number 1 receiver.
This tag pays him was that much, but it kind of hurts because when you have Mike Evans signing the deal with Tampa Bay, did you see what he got paid?
He got $26 million a year.
25.5.
25.
Yeah, so
T. Higgins is only getting 21 and some change.
21 points, so like 22.
Yeah, $22 million a year.
Yeah, so like if Mike Evans didn't set the market that high, which he should because he deserves. I'm not gonna discredit anybody's getting that money, but like he messed up the market like Jonathan Taylor just did with the other running backs. You know what I mean? So that's how I'm viewing this now too. So we were looking to give T. Higgins 20 a year and giving Jamar like 25. But when the market set that high already with Mike Evans, and Justin Jefferson didn't sign.
Justin Jefferson is going to get about $30 million a year.
Yeah,
What do you think Jamar is going to ask for?
It's like 32.
He's going to ask. He's going to be the highest. So
but the T was supposed to be 25, and Jamar was supposed to be 30 something. But that's what it's going to be. But now that since the market's already increasing because Justin Jefferson to get his payment and Mike Evans got what he got paid, we're going to lose him. We're going to keep him this year, and we're going to lose him to.
And here's the thing: you can
franchise
franchise him next year, but that value is going to be higher now.
Yep.
If you franchise him, and then you still have to sign Jamar Chase at the end of the season.
Yep.
This season coming up,
but it won't matter when we get the ring. So.
All right.
We in Louisiana.
Right. So them not giving T. Higgins even a 3-year short-term contract at that $25 million range, that's gonna hurt him. And they couldn't because you see T. Higgins right now.
They weren't in agreement. So like they were going down and everything, and they try to make an agreement. Like all right, if they gave him a contract that he didn't agree to, they didn't like it. So they was like, if you don't agree to this, we're gonna tag you. And he was like, cool. They all had an agreement with this tag.
All right.
So the thing was, like I said, the tag set the market that this is what he's gonna be. So the tag was supposed to be he got this much. And obviously Jamar is going to get more. But now, since, like I said, the market's reset and everybody's going to get more, I think we're going to lose them from this year. And then
absolutely. And here's the thing. That $22 million, that goes against your cap, all of it.
Yeah.
So you just put $22 million on a player who you could have signed a contract to, and you could have restructured it and put it in a place where you guys could have still kept a lot of that cap. You guys, $60 million? In cap space?
63.
63 million. You just burnt 22 on T. Higgins.
Yeah, but the only reason it was that is because Joe Burrow's contract doesn't hit till like 2 more years.
Right. So
because he's still in his rookie deal.
You guys do need other pieces, even though you think this completely. You guys need other pieces. You guys need other pieces. It's not just this. So
this year is looking like we're just gonna develop other receivers, and we're gonna have to keep T from where he is.
You're gonna have to keep that. You guys gonna need,
or we're gonna have to trade him and get somebody and pay them what they have. Like I don't want to say like Devontae. Like we'll trade T for Devontae or somebody, and then keep it where his contract's at.
You're gonna have to sign another offensive lineman.
Have to pay somebody like that.
You're gonna have to sign another offensive lineman.
We already paid Orlando Brown Jr., but he doesn't play as good as he did with us in Kansas City.
You're going to have to sign another offensive lineman.
Yeah.
You're going to have to sign another offensive lineman. You're going to defensively, You probably need to put somebody else, another person in the secondary. You probably need another
Yeah.
secondary piece
So,
out there.
you know who's a free agent now, right?
Xavier Howard.
Is he?
Yeah, Dolphins cut him.
Jordan Poyer.
Jordan Poyer.
That's good people.
Ooh, Jordan Poyer.
Yeah.
But you know what?
That's what I was looking at, 'cause
He
he already had a conversation with the Bengals.
he has an injury history too himself. So, but that's not if he can stay healthy, that's not a bad look. You know, so you need other pieces.
It's not that detrimental like it is in the receiver slot. That's a big loss to you against any team.
No, you get rid of T. Higgins. T. Higgins, he was
We already lost Tyler Boyd, and he's already looking to go to Pittsburgh.
Right. They are ready
Because he just wants to go home.
Right. They are ready. You know, any team outside of the Cincinnati Bengals, any team would have given Tyler T. Higgins #1 wide receiver money.
Yeah, because they don't. Any other team doesn't have a Jamar Chase either. That's
Right.
why.
So you know he knew
It's tough.
so he knew his value and he settled on the
But the
tag.
problem was too, like his value is up there, but when you play like 6 games and it's hard, he had 400 yards last year.
Yeah, that doesn't take away from the previous 2 or 3 seasons.
I get that,
where
but he still had 400 yards last year. Like it's hard.
I get that.
And then Jamar sat out like 6 games and still had over 1,000 yards.
Yeah, well, you know,
Exactly.
that's pitch and catch right there.
That's what I'm saying. So it's hard to make him seem like, yeah, you are #1 in our eyes, but not about this guy. It's hard to say that when you know that he's #1 anywhere else.
It is, and that's one of those tricky things that'll come.
And no other team has that.
Next offseason, that'll be a story for next offseason.
Yeah.
You know,
But right now we'll take what we could get, and then we'll go from there, and then we're still gonna have a great season next year. So I'm excited to see that. We're going to MetLife, right?
You come to MetLife, yeah.
No, we going. Me and you.
Yeah, we're going to MetLife.
All right.
We're going to MetLife. You know, that's crazy. We got all these running backs on the market, which is, you know, they don't value the position anymore, bro. They don't value the position anymore. It's seriously. You just had a 7th round draft pick win 2 Super Bowls and get over 1,000 yards each season.
Cool.
Isaiah Pacheco.
Oh, yeah.
They do not value that position anymore.
Well, Jonathan Taylor.
The Colts, they messed up. They scrambled and they messed up. Let me tell you something. Look who you have on the market this year. You got Derrick Henry.
They gotta pay him. They're gonna make him.
You got Derrick Henry. Saquon Barkley is on there.
Let's touch base with the Giants. They disrespected the Giants out here. If I was you, I'd be offended. But you guys
I'm not offended.
Crazy out here.
I'm not offended.
You guys got the 3rd draft pick, right?
We have the 6th pick.
I thought you guys had the 3rd.
No, we have the 6th pick.
But either way, and you guys are looking to get what?
They're probably going for quarterback or offensive lineman.
I thought the Messiah was the answer.
The Messiah is the answer. Here's the problem. And I said this a couple of episodes ago. His injury history is too flagrant. Did you not watch the video I sent you? Yeah, I watched it.
They violate.
They went in, and these are from. But I look at the source of who this is coming from, and I'm not even paying attention to it. Those guys over there at that network, they
was frying them.
Let me tell you something. They sat here. These are the same people who sat here and glazed off Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm not even paying attention to what they're saying. And not Shady. Shady is a flip-flopper.
Yeah, he is.
You know, when Daniel Jones won that playoff game, it was a whole different narrative. And now that, you know, Daniel Jones got hurt and now we got the smoke again. Listen, and that's okay. The quarterback, like I said, if they got to draft a quarterback, it's because Jones' injury history is just too flagrant to ignore. It's too flagrant to ignore.
I feel like they jump in the gun with the Giants because you guys, the number one problem I see with the Giants is that you guys do not retain Saquon, and you guys need to.
Here's the thing, and the whole thing with Saquon, here's what a lot of people got wrong. And I think a lot of people was just like, oh, the Saquon Barkley talented player, he's the offense, all that. I get that, and I understand that. And for that reason, that's why before last season, before they even gave Daniel Jones his money, they offered Saquon 3 different contract offers, and he turned down all of them. And it would have paid him anywhere from $12.5 to $14 million a year, depending on which contract offer you're talking about. Saquon turned that money down. They tried to pay Saquon before they even got to Daniel Jones. So that narrative that, oh, well, they signed Daniel Jones. No. They attempted on 3 different occasions to sign Saquon Barkley before they signed Daniel Jones.
Yeah, but they're saying that they're done with Daniel Jones.
I mean, listen, that's the report. If like I said,
would Daniel Jones be great any other team?
Yeah. He can go to different places. I think he could go, like, let's say to even a place like Atlanta. Because I think
Atlanta's already looking at Russ.
Yeah, I know, but he needs to get out of that New York market real quick.
They paid him though.
They paid him because the Giants put themselves over the barrel and didn't give him a choice by not picking up his 5th-year rookie option.
So you guys are gonna go for a quarterback.
They're gonna see if they have a quarterback they like. But me personally,
I should have got Marvin Harrison Jr.
Me personally, if Marvin Harrison Jr. is on the board, I'd say take him immediately. If not, if there's not a quarterback that they like, they really need to focus on that offensive line because at the end of the day,
I don't understand why Washington's doing the same thing. They're looking for a quarterback too.
No matter what quarterback you put behind that team on the Giants, if that offensive line is, you gave up 85 sacks.
Too. And they're smoking Daniel Jones, killing him in the media, and that offensive line is terrible.
Terrible. It got 2 quarterbacks hurt. Third one, when DeVito played,
he got hurt too.
And they had to bring Tyrod Taylor back.
Yeah. So they blaming a lot of this stuff on Daniel Jones, when it's really your guys' offensive line.
Our offensive line has been our Achilles heel the last 10, 11, 12 years. They have not fixed it. And that's not to say that they haven't tried. They haven't tried. They've tried. They just failed miserably. That offensive line is the problem. And if they don't fix that, then guess what? Everything else on offense doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we got the 18th pick. I don't know if that's going to be good.
It doesn't matter. I thought you guys. No. The Broncos are 12. I thought you guys were 12. Never mind.
No,
it doesn't.
13, but they're looking to trade. That's what they were saying. That's what the rumor is. They're going to trade the 13th pick with Vegas. With Vegas and try to get T. Higgins and switch out for Devontae and get the pick.
It's going to cost. If you guys are moving up, it's going to cost. That first round moving up, it's going to cost. But, that's the whole thing. Now, them not signing Saquon Barkley or letting him hit the market, guess what? If Saquon finds his money that he's looking for out there.
Saquon's trying to get paid, and he's looking like Houston's going.
If Houston is going to pay him, and again, I would like to see what he's going to get paid because if the numbers,
they have the money for it.
Right, but if the numbers do not match what the Giants were offering him, I'm going to look at him and I'm going to be like, you stupid idiot. So you're
going to get a 62 jersey from Houston?
Yeah, 62. Listen, I'll tell you this much. Saquon Barkley, one of my favorite players on the Giants. I wish him well. I hope we could re-sign him. I hope we could look to re-sign him.
I think you guys are not even trying.
I don't even think we're trying either. But I hope we could re-sign him. I hope we could come to an agreement.
With a bad offensive line, he still give you 1,000 yards rushing. That's crazy.
I hope we can. But I'll tell you this much.
I hope we re-sign Mixon.
I'll tell you this much. I would love Saquon to go anywhere else if he has a chance to win. If he goes to the Eagles or the Cowboys, he's dead to me.
Oh, the Eagles are looking at him too.
He's dead to me. Seriously.
That's your fault for putting him a free agent. He can go anywhere he wants.
I will look at him with utter disgust, and I will find a name to call him. I won't even call him Saquon no more. I might start calling him Suckwan just because. All right? You go to the Eagles or the Cowboys, Barkley, you're dead to me.
He might go to the Eagles. That's back home. He came from Penn State, didn't he? Yeah. That's back home.
You really think the Eagles are going to pony up the money it's going to take to sign him for what he wants?
They got Swift. They do it.
And he's a free agent too. Yeah. All these running backs, him, Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Nick Chubb, if the Browns cut him as they saying they're going to do. You got Nick Chubb.
His injury is bad, though, but he always comes back from it. This is the second time having the same injury.
Austin Eckler. Yo, you have top
Mixon.
He's a free agent. You have top tier running backs on the market.
Yeah, Mixon had over 1,000 yards.
They do not value that position, and I guarantee you, the only person who I think Derrick Henry is going to set the market. He's going to set that free agent market because he's the only one who I think, even if
Tennessee's not signing
him, even if you give him a 1-year deal at like $15 million a year, I think that's more than a fair deal for Derrick Henry. He's
going to want 20. He's gonna get it from
he'll get it from somewhere.
He'll get it from
he'll get it from somewhere. He'll get it from somewhere.
Yeah,
but he's the one who's gonna set the market,
and then everybody else.
Is gonna
because they raised the cap too.
Right. So
we had 63 before the cap got raised.
Yeah.
In Cincinnati.
And then the problem with the Giants is Barkley is great, but we need more. We have so many holes on our team.
I don't think the quarterback's the answer. And your guys is
listen. Even if the quarterback isn't the answer,
I just can't wait to see that game.
don't put nobody behind there, particularly no young rookie quarterback, if that's your envision, behind that offensive line.
They're gonna get Drake May.
Take care of that
He's
offensive
gonna get popped and
line.
hurt
Take
because you
care
guys
of
are not
that
taking care of the
offensive
offensive line.
line first. Everything else on offense will roll after that. You can't tell me, oh, the quarterback is the problem. Meanwhile, we got a front five that gave up 85 sacks. They gave up 85 sacks.
We didn't do that. But that's what I'm saying. There's other teams that need to. The Commanders is the same boat as you guys.
Yeah, but the thing is,
But now they blaming Sam Howell.
you can't blame Sam Howell.
They are, and that's crazy because Sam Howell was up there with passing yards.
Right. Their offensive line, too, isn't the greatest. They need offensive line help,
it's
too.
an NFC East issue.
Unless you are the Philadelphia Eagles, but they just
lost,
but Jason Kelsey, he just retired. So I don't know. You know,
Yeah, talk to your boy Ron.
listen, man. I just this is going to be a very, very interesting free agency offseason sort of thing because there's so many moving pieces.
I think we're already a lot past, but there's a lot of like free agent things that happen. The Colts franchise tag Michael Pittman, good idea.
Yeah, they had no
Jaguars
choice.
franchise tag Josh Allen. That was a great idea.
That was a great idea too. You can't let him.
The
hit that
Texans,
promotion.
this was smart on there. I thought they were going to lose Dalton Schultz because we were looking to sign him as a tight end, but they signed him for 2 years,
and they gave
3
him,
years, $36
and
million.
they gave him the money.
Yeah,
That's
3 years,
what matters.
36.
That's what matters. If you can get that money out there, he's not turning down $12 million a year.
Yeah.
You know, there's no guarantee you're gonna get that on the open market, but that's not bad at all for him.
Well, man, there's other things. Look, the Saints, they extended Tyron.
Honey Badger.
Honey Badger, yep.
Yeah.
2 years, $13 million.
That's good. That defense is good. That defense actually is good. You know, he's a important part of that.
The Bills signed
Mitch Trubisky again. hey, Dice. You don't ever got to worry about it. You don't have a Mitch Trubisky problem anymore, Dice.
And like I said, the Bills released Jordan Poyer.
He was making too much money in his injury.
The Commanders signed Zach Ertz.
Are you
1 year, $5 million.
Zach Ertz?
Zach Ertz.
Oh, Zach Ertz. Hey.
Zach Ertz.
So there's stuff happening. So we're not even talking
Ravens
about.
tagged Justin Mamadou.
Yep.
Defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Panthers franchise tag Brian Burns.
And he's getting that's $25 million right there. That they franchise.
The Panthers need so bad.
But they need some. Their defense actually is not terrible.
They're so bad.
They're not terrible.
But like a touch base again with Mike Evans, resend the market. $52 million for 2 years.
Jeez.
Hats off to him for stealing that money.
He's not stealing the money. He's not. He's worth every penny of that money.
Compared to them, that means they signing Baker too. You know that,
right?
They got to sign Baker's a free agent.
Do you know every single year Mike Evans has been in the league, he's gone for over 1,000 yards receiving? That's not. He earned that money, man.
I'm not mad at him.
And if he would have hit,
he's messing up the market for us.
Listen, you
for
can't.
Everybody else, the Vikings need to sign Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson. He's gone. Who's gonna sign him? Houston? They might. Imagine Houston getting Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson, what it is he's not gonna. Justin Jefferson is still on the contract. He's still on his rookie contract with the Vikings.
Yeah.
He's due for an extension. Justin Jefferson is like, nah, bro. I miss. What did he miss? 7 games last year and still got over 1,000 yards. You gonna give me my $30 million? You gonna give me my $30 million? You gonna give me my $30 mil per? And if not, guess what? You know. They shouldn't be afraid to whatever. But again, Russell Wilson is going to be the biggest thing. I looked earlier. He
was the biggest thing. We already tagged him.
Russell Wilson is on. I think he's on his way to the Giants for an exploratory meeting. You know, I guess listen. Ciara is going to run this. Ciara is going to run this free agency for him. It's always she want to go. She's going to run this free agency for him.
Sierra?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nah.
Absolutely. Well, you watch and see. Let me tell you something. You watch and see. They good. The Broncos still have to pay him. So they're good money-wise. If she wants to go to New York,
he still wants to play.
He still wants to play. If Sierra wants to go to New York, he'll find a way to go to New York. If Sierra wants to go to Atlanta,
take him? The Giants could. If he takes no money, the Giants will take him.
He is going to take. Remember, like I said earlier, the Broncos are on the hook for $39 million.
Sure.
He's not. They're not going to. He doesn't need. The Broncos already paying him. He could take the veterans minimum. Now here's the thing. Giants is an interesting possibility because Daniel Jones ain't going to be ready for the start of the season, and that's
why they done with him.
What are you gonna do? Allegedly,
are you gonna get Sierra's husband on the back of the jersey? If he goes to the Giants,
if he goes to the Giants, listen, he's on the team, so I'll put respect on the man's name because he's on the team. You understand? But he had a few games there where he was playing like Sierra's husband and not Russell Wilson. He still ended up with a good season, though.
He did.
Still had like 3,500 yards. He had 26 touchdowns, 8 picks. He still had a good season. And he missed the last 2 or 3 games because
they benched him.
Because Sean Payton has got to stick up his cornhole.
Hey.
He does.
Either way.
He's going to drive that franchise into the ground. I totally believe it. I totally believe it. Sean Payton is going to drive that Denver Broncos franchise.
Did you hear the rumor, though? I heard that Kirk Cousins might go to 49ers. I heard that's a crazy rumor. Nick Sirianni. Is it Nick Sirianni? No, not
Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan wants him. He's been wanting him.
Bro, if they do that to Brock Purdy, Kirk Cousins is going to cost them about $35-40 million, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not going to work.
But they think Kirk Cousins is the one thing that could get us to the Super Bowl.
Have you
get that Super Bowl?
Have you?
That's the rumor. I don't know if it's 100%, but
you know what? There's going to be a lot of rumors coming up the next few days.
Because Kirk Cousins is a free agent, and they love the way he plays. He's not afraid to sling that thing.
Well, listen.
He throws that ball.
Isn't Brandon Ayuk a free agent as well?
I think so.
Yeah, they got some signings they got to take care of.
So that's why.
And
next year should be interesting.
This next 5 days to about a week and a half, football wise, is going to be very interesting.
And we'll be here with it.
All the way through. Remember, Triple Threat Sportscast on YouTube, man. Hit that red subscribe button, that yellow notification bell.
Yes, sir.
Share it, get into the comments, everything, man. But this is going to be interesting, man. Hopefully, we should have Dice back next episode.
Yeah, definitely.
Dice
I'll be in Louisiana next year.
Yeah, this guy,
he in jambalaya.
He be in jambalaya, but he won't be there for the reason he think he's gonna be there.
So we gotta be in New York MetLife.
We'll be at MetLife when the schedule is released. We'll figure it out, but we'll be at MetLife for that Bengals Giants game. Let's see what happens. What else is going on? Did you see? Did you happen to catch the whole segment with The Rock and Roman Reigns in them on Raw, bro? You see
he acknowledged them. He acknowledged.
Do you not see the setup getting ready to happen, bro?
No.
Do you not see the setup getting ready to happen?
That's what I need you to do to me. After the Bengals beat the Giants, you better acknowledge.
I'm not acknowledging nothing. This guy. This guy here, this is Roman Reigns right here, man. No, listen. I'm not even listening to him.
You better acknowledge.
Listen. You see what's about to happen, though, right? I'm telling you.
I feel like he's gonna
watch it.
So I've been watching it like detailed. So you seen when they were in Vegas and they put up the whole bloodline thing on the screen.
Yes.
And then you seen what's The Rock's grandfather's name?
It's High Chief Peter Maivia.
All right.
Yes.
And then underneath in The Rock's name says Dwayne The Rock Johnson. It says High Chief.
You see what's about to happen, right?
He's gonna be like. So I acknowledge you as the tribal chief, but you're gonna have to acknowledge me as the high chief. That's why I can see it. This
is wrestling. You can see the swerve getting ready to happen. So you're gonna have one.
He's young. He should be the tribal chief.
You're gonna be high chief. One or two things is about to happen.
Cody's not gonna finish the story.
Cody will finish the story, but one or two things is gonna happen.
Cody's story is gonna be like Finn Balor.
No,
you remember how with Finn Balor?
Yes,
he won, got injured, had to give it the belt. Yes. That's like what's gonna happen.
Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. I'm talking about the bloodline storyline. Here's what's gonna happen.
Sure.
Either get out of here. Either one, you can see the swerve getting ready to happen where Roman Reigns is that tribal chief dude, and they're going to turn on The Rock, or The Rock is going to take over the reins of the bloodline, and they're going to turn on Roman Reigns. I don't see it any other way.
I see it. I see the bloodline getting bigger. I see them signing the other the Fatus coming from Japan.
Yeah.
Their contracts already ending in Japan.
Yeah.
I see them coming through. I see Jay and Jimmy Uso coming back together because Rikishi gets referee and then cutting it after that, making sure they back together.
Listen,
Bloodline's gonna get thicker.
Uso is the.
I think the bloodline's gonna get thicker, and it needs to be, especially with Seth Rollins saying that they're gonna shut down the bloodline after they win the belt. I think it's gonna, even if they win the belt, it's gonna get thicker and heavier. Pause. I think it's gonna get crazier. They're gonna come. They're gonna, like I said, Rakishi's gonna come settle their beef and just let it go.
That bloodline storyline for the last year and a half, 2 years was the best thing going in wrestling. I thought the WWE had to bank on that one because that was the only real story. And now that The Rock is there, it's now bigger. So they're gonna add
Versace shirt,
the Versace vest. You see him?
Yeah, I'm gonna be.
It's gonna add The Rock being there with Cody Rhodes, and then all this other stuff going on is gonna add an extra layer to this storyline, which is now gonna revive it again because it started to go stale a little bit. You know?
I don't think so.
It did.
I think it's because of people that wasn't like there consistently.
No,
but The Rock is bringing a lot of old people back.
Well, really like that storyline is about to pick up again, and
just acknowledge me.
Never.
Sign us out. We're already going too much.
All right, man. So this is the episode of Triple Threat Sportscast. This guy here. This is just John. Tell them where they could to find your.
Follow us Triple Threat Sportscast IG. Make sure you like, share. Comment on the YouTube page. Comment on the IG page. Slide in Shamar for President's DMs. All right. Give us a follow, like, all of that. It's your boy Dice too. He's not here. But he's
not here. And hopefully, I believe he'll be back for the next episode. So obviously, the next episode there'll be some free agent signs. So that's gonna be.
We'll touch base on that. Touch base on back in the NBA. Oh, we still need to touch base on Ryan Garcia. He's been wilding on the media.
Hey, that's a whole nother.
I hope they still fight though.
That's a whole another thing. I think Javante Davis got a fight coming. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Oh man, we'll touch base on. We'll touch base on the next episode. But until then, man, you guys remember, drive safe, man. All right.
Drive safe. Weather's clearing up.
Weather's clearing up, man. Drive safe. All right, man. Keep everybody inside. Peace. Hey.